Then he said, sorry, I mean, the screen is very small. So he come and say, but there's a straw that breaks the camel's back. You use weird to disgrace me, but you will pay for it. Okay, listen, this is a text from the vice president of Liberia, former vice president. You use weird to disgrace me, but you will pay for it. I was shocked.
Well, let me see that.
I said, Uncle Joe, is this text really intended for me? What did I do? Then he said, you set me up. So because the president had gone up to have a press conference and explain everything he has done for this vice president, and the vice president supporting the protest, he's not blaming me for it. So you go up, Snowe, go up.
No, but wait, let read it for what he said. So Edwin, you always say I don't trust you. Now you have drawn the straw that broke the camel's back. You use weird to disgrace us, but you will pay for this. Wow.
Now, the first thing I did now, I reflected
what did I do? He said, you set me up.
So go up.
Edwin, can I move on, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just let me know which one is the second one. Is this it?
Go. We can't do that one yet. Come back down. Go back. No, instead I'm saying more than that.
Yeah, we're bringing it up. I just want you to tell me.
Okay, good. Right there. So I asked him.
No, that's one you responding to.
Yeah, but go back.
But go ahead. Read what we have. Read what you have.
Which one?
No, but you can read them all. I understand what you're
read the one.
That's how the message came, all right?
Okay.
House in his yard during an interview means I supported his comments towards you.
Exactly. That's the second one.
Extremely sad and most unfortunately. May God judge all of our actions, compliments of the season, Uncle Joe. So that Uncle Joe talking, God might judge all of you.
No, that me, I come in.
No, that Edwin Snowe.
That you talking.
How did I set you up? Uncle Joe, the president spoke of the vehicles he gave you. He spoke about your medical bills he underwrote. He spoke of other things he had done for you and, of course, his assistance towards grandma's funeral. Other than grandma's funeral was our part of any of the other interventions he made.
Wow.
You done?
Yeah.
Wow. Everything the president did for this man. Wow.
Go ahead, read this one now.
Hi, Edwin. I did not know Mr. Weir's contribution to my mother-in-law's funeral was to have become a social media issue. And you know the road was never done. Okay, and he said, good afternoon, Uncle Joe. I was with the president doing the interview, and I was really troubled that a good relationship you both shared was challenged. I can only hope and pray we don't allow it to get any worse. Compliments of the season. Yeah, okay. Hi, okay, this one. Okay. Hi, Eddie. I hear you are in town.
No. You gotta go back up. Read the
first one.
That's no.
Yeah.
So I come back to him now. The president had a press conference. The president explained what he wanted to explain. And now the old man is holding me responsible for it and telling me I will pay for it. So I said, look, the good relationship you both will have, you both share. I'm disappointed or I'm troubled that it's being challenged. He come back and say, I set him up, which I did not do. And that's why I'm seeing this publicly. So even Mr. Weir or his supporters will know that I never one day went to Mr. Weir's house to discuss the vice president. Never did I ever do that. He's blaming me for this. Then he comes back. After a while, when Mr. Costa and others now say they will raise the money, they will do this, they will do that. Then he sent me a message now. There's a message on the screen now. I should go and collect the 2005 to go and give it back to Weir. I think I said, I'm not a conveyor. I don't even know you get that money back to Costa then though. But
hi, Eddie. I hear you're in town. I was not an appeal from me for Costa and others to raise money to restitute the 2,500 contributed towards my mother-in-law's funeral. For me, it was an act to honor my dignity. I'm told they contacted you and you said you can only receive. Oh man. But my question to you is, Senator Snowe, why you think the vice president would just come out and just say you setting up? Why you think he just accused you?
Well, you gotta finish reading it. Read the last one on Tuman and George. That's the last one. Read it.
Yeah.
Your reaction towards me in this situation has been most unfortunate, but in time I will be vindicated. I respectfully decline to come and receive the 2,500 from you to take back to President Weir. Please employ another means to resolve this matter if you so desire.
All right, Snow. That's it.
Let me give you the chance to know. I want you to speak.
So,
This is very serious, and we'll bring in Amos to speak
and
on this.
That was one of the most troubling moments for me. The vice president, when I decided to support him at the time, there were people I was very close to in a United Party that went the other way. George Weah and I, President Weah and I, friendship is more than 30 years. When he wanted to be president, I was one of those that he called and said he was contesting. I told him I would support Vice President Boakia, and I went all out, Stanton. At that time, you asked Natalia McGay, you asked President Weah, they would even take the phone call me. I wouldn't take the call because I was supporting my candidate. So he goes out, he and Weah fall off. So he goes and he's supporting popular uprising against the government. So the president got upset. The president said, look, I'm helping your son. I sent you to do your medical. I have given you vehicles. I have given you money. I have given you rights. Your mother-in-law died. I faced the rule. The only transaction between President Weah and Vice President Boakia that I was ever a part of was the issue of going to face the road. Then he blames me for the entire press conference. Even if he had said to me, look, I didn't like what you did, blah, 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 I will vindicate. But he comes and says,
But Honorable Snow, let me interrupt you with the little time we got left, man. This is a private, very private conversation.
No, it's very deep. It's private,
but let me finish, Honorable Snow. Let me finish, my brother. Between you and the former vice president, you're a lawmaker, man. Don't you think this is just not right to share the former vice president communication to the public, and if he wins 2023, you have to work together? How can he trust you? How can folks watching this thing that one day you will not put out the text messages? Don't you think you should have restrained yourself and not to? I mean, this is kind of like, I don't think it's for me. I'm asking you the question to be fair. Don't you think it's embarrassing though?
Okay, good question. Let me tell you something that you may not know, Stan. The Dr. James Colley, the former Deputy Minister of Finance, he and the Vice President, his late father, and Vice President.
I think you should respond to the question directly, Snow.
His late father and the Vice President had a situation.
Respond to the question directly.
I mean, mute that man. He won't disrupt me. Mute the man. Or put him backstage.
Amos, please. Amos, you have your time. Let the senator address this. This Amos, to me is very, very important that we listen to why Snow doing this, because to me it have gone above and beyond. So please, we'll come to you. Go ahead, Senator Snow.
So, the late colleague, James Colley's father, and Omer Boakia had a situation from Ministry of Agriculture, and they were exchanging letters. That time, you didn't have telephone for text messages, so they were exchanging mails and having a situation. James Colley's father died. Omer Boakia called James Colley to his house one day and opened the folder to show him the exchanges between his father and him, and why he was opposed to Colley working in Madam Sirleaf's government. That's how far he did. He told Colley why he's fighting him from working in Madam Sirleaf's government because the problem he had with the late Colley's father. So when you send me a text message and say you will pay for it, it comes with implications. It comes with serious implications. It's not something light. That's why I've kept this message all along, because even my family, my children have this message. For me, it's a serious situation. It's a threat. It has implications. So I'm not going to, when people get up and think that I left the UP because, CDC in power now start looking for greener pasture and now I'm in the UP. No, not the case. This is not, I can even show you another text message. The night I said I was resigning from the UP, the first person that commented in the UP chat room was Omer Boakia. What did he say? One monkey cannot spoil the show. Let him go. Okay? So when you have a leader, and you want to talk about Joe Weah being vindictive, you want to talk about this person being vindictive, when you have a leader that will threaten someone and try to, play victim all of the time. It's not something you take lightly. And you know what Collie told me? Collie was 2 years old when the situation took place between his father and the VP. He was 2 years old. And Collie's mother told him, Collie said his mother lives in Minnesota today. His mother told him that, look, James, what your father did, what he and Omer Boakia did wasn't good, and the two of us as family, we tried to resolve it. And we really thought it was resolved. The Omer still have that letter today to show to Dr. Collie, who was 2 years old, to say, this is what happened between your father and myself, and I will fight you for it. So to stand on, I don't take this lightly. That I have to send this tonight to put on the screen. It's not because I have pleasure in doing it. Okay? I supported Omer Boakia. I stood by him. And I know what it cost me. When President Weah won the election, I was one of those that he wasn't happy with because we have a friendship for over 30 years. And when he stood for the presidency to run, I supported the Omer against him, and I went all out. Not one person in the CDC, I challenge anyone anywhere in the world that will tell you in 2017 when I stood behind Omer Boakia that I ever took a call from anyone in the CDC one day to say I will give you my support. And that's why I got in return, because what the president said. The president said something, you send me a text and say you would pay for it. Thank God I'm in the Senate. If he wins the election tomorrow, I'll still be senator. We'll work together. If he doesn't win, which I know he will not win, we'll take care of him in his old age.